Okay, Henry, I forgot what I was gonna tell you. Your Japanese class, you were telling me that there's two cute girls. And you talked to two of them.
Yeah, but not really like talk to, but
Just assignment wise, like.
yeah, I've been like lucky enough to be partnered with them in some.
Wait, hold
group
on.
chats.
So they're Japanese girls?
No,
Well,
no,
in
they're
his
not Japanese. They're
in
my
his Japanese
class.
Oh, okay. Because I walked in on the end of that conversation, so it was like, if they already know the language, why are they taking it?
No, yeah, I don't know. I didn't even notice he said Japanese girls.
My bad.
But
Yeah.
Nah, I think they're like Chinese or. I think they're Chinese.
That's what
Or
trying to learn
Vietnamese.
language.
Yeah, because they're like they'll talk in some other language like
Here,
during class.
That's wrong.
Like I could
Shut
hear
up.
them or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. They're cool girls, but they're like one of them's like 27, but she looks like she's like 18 or something.
That's a cute one.
Yeah, she's cute.
They're all cute.
They're all cute.
Yeah,
That class pretty hard though.
it is if you don't like put in the work.
So are you
So,
putting
like,
in the work?
I learned that like the first couple weeks or whatever, just because like I had a few tests and assignments and stuff, and I did so bad.
Damn.
I was just like sort of slacking in studying and stuff,
You're putting in the work.
and so yeah, so now I'm
Getting it together.
yeah.
Did you
I'm
bring
still trying to like get into that school fucking like
school? What do you mean?
thing.
Oh, the whole like routine of being back
Yeah.
in school.
Oh yeah.
Fuck that.
Nah, yeah, I
Like-
can't do that shit anymore either.
Yeah,
I think I could
it's-
still do it. No,
I can
not
barely
really.
do work.
It's tough, or it was tough at first, but I'm getting it.
Damn.
I barely do the crappy life I have right now.
Yeah.
I can't even wake
It
up
was
to
tough.
I get lazy trying to like thinking like I'm hungry in the morning. I should probably get cereal, but I get lazy just thinking about
And
it.
then
Yeah,
you
I'm
get out
just
of bed,
like,
it's
eh, I don't wanna eat.
afternoon.
Yeah, I'm not
good.
eating.
I'm good.
I'm good for.
Am I really that hungry?
You started like
How
the
much more
baby.
can I pee in that bottle before I have to leave this room?
I've done that.
I still do
right?
it.
You
What?
still question like
Yeah.
little things like that,
Yeah.
like
When I used to live in the
I don't need to
garage,
take a shit right now.
I was watching.
or like you ran out of toilet paper, you're just like, I mean, I'll just take a shower instead.
I was watching weird YouTube videos today, like
I don't do that.
like fake.
What, you don't shower or you don't wipe?
Not that. Not that either wipe or shower thing.
Yeah, no, me neither.
No, I'm a germaphobe when it comes to like wiping. I overuse toilet paper. Oh, you know what?
Remember
I hate?
last week?
Oh,
I'm the same. I'm the
Tell them
same.
what you told us last week.
oh, you were in the. So I was like, the best feeling ever is when you don't know you don't realize your asshole's itchy until you shit and you wipe and it scratches it for you. It's just, oh my god, I didn't know my asshole
I
was
didn't know
itchy.
I had an itch there today.
Oh, you know what I hate? This happened to me not too long ago. I was freaking out. So, you know, I'm on my phone taking a crap. I finished. But I guess my mom bought the crappy toilet paper. So, you know, I did my
Basically sandpaper.
yeah. But I wiped and it ripped. Like after like the third one, so it ripped and my finger like I felt it like you know, I freaked
Fuck.
out
Whoa,
and I
who's
started
that?
to, like look at it. I'm like, fuck, man.
Who's there? Wait,
and that's the
Yeah,
only
that shit like creeps me the fuck.
and it's the only
That's the one thing.
This is all true for anyone. That's the only time you actually legitimately wash your hands like properly when that happens.
Yeah. Like you don't know if you have poop on it.
Yeah.
My son, he was like, Dad, I need I'm pooping. I could hear him, right?
Yeah.
I was like, okay. He goes, I need toilet paper. I was like, oh, fuck. So I go over and the toilet paper, it's not on. I get lazy sometimes,
Yeah.
and it's like I'll use it and I don't put it on the roll.
Yeah,
Like
you
I'll
just
put it somewhere. And I was like, just reach for it. And I forgot where it was at. And then I go back and he's like hanging onto the toilet seat. And he's like, it's like on the towel rack. And I was like, oh, damn. So I gave it to him. And he like, I have to try to remember he's
Yeah.
a kid. So his hand is like this small.
Yeah.
So he takes like three pieces of
Like
squares, right? I'm like, that's not enough. And then he grabs it. And I was like, whatever. I'm not going to look at him. Because sometimes when I'm like, if we're somewhere,
Yeah.
right? And we're at home and I'm in the restroom, he's like, turn around. So like I forgot, like he doesn't let me watch him. Well, not that I want to watch him, but
Yeah.
like he doesn't like when you're staring at
Just to
him.
make sure he's cool.
Yeah, so I was just like looking. He goes, "I'm okay." I was like, "All right." So like I left, right, and then he comes out and he's just doing this, looking at his finger, and I was like, "What's wrong with your finger?" He's like, "Nothing," and he's like grabbing stuff, but his finger's not touching anything.
Yeah.
He's like, "Let me smell." And this, as a parent, like you just,
Yeah.
it's one of those things you just learn to do it. I was
Yeah.
like, "Let me smell your finger." And he's like, it's fine, Dad. I was like, let me smell your finger. And he goes, before I even grabbed it, he goes, I missed, okay? And I was like, let's go wash your hands. He goes, I already washed it. I was like, let's go wash your hands
properly.
And so like I didn't have to touch or smell it, but like he already has like that shame factor.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't want anybody, but it's just funny because I could see him. He's just staring at it and just wasn't touching stuff with it.
I hate it when like
But he knew.
But he knew he fucked up.
like after like maybe like a nice hard day of just being in bed and watching YouTube videos, and you know like your nutsack smelly, so when you pull your pants down, you're like just sitting there on the toilet like something smells. Probably my nutsack.
That's your shower barometer.
Yeah, like I probably should shower.
Sometimes
today.
when I'm like laying there and like I can smell poop like from my kid or something, but I have to double check that it's not me.
It's not you. I know
like,
it might be him, but there's a good chance it might be.
But I have to look around because I just posted that video right of my kid touching himself. I was like, hey, stop touching yourself. So I have to make sure he's not looking at me when I touch myself to see if I smell. So I'll just put my hand in my pants and I'll look around. Like, yeah, I gotta shower.
I got to shower for sure.
Fan it off. Or like if my kid like he'll run around, like you know when we're like a lazy day, it's like basketball shorts. Like today I was being Mr. Mom cleaning the house and I was in my basketball shorts and today he didn't do it, but usually when he'll run up behind me and he'll like, I love you, Dad, but he's like this tall, so his face goes right in my butt. Yeah. Sometimes he goes, love you, Dad. Your butt smells. And then I'm like, ah, damn. My kid tells me I smell, I gotta take a shower.
And he eats stuff off the floor.
Yeah, he eats things off the floor, and he's telling me I'm gross.
Yeah.
But, dude, yesterday, you, well, we were saying that meme. It's like my favorite meme right now, like, about the when Americans find out, like, oil's in your car, and it has, like, all the soldiers.
Oh,
I didn't get to read that.
Okay, so there's just a bunch of memes.
Wait, so how did... I did...
Because you asked Cody if you read an article.
Oh, yeah.
What was that article? I didn't pry. I was busy.
I mean, I'm not like 100% sure, but I just remember the title was saying something about like by like 2023, the U.S. would be like the world's top like oil.
What?
We have oil? Listen to it. Do we have oil?
No, well, yeah, everyone else is.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't actually read the article, but that's what I figured like that was from because I thought that he read something like that. Like,
damn. No,
but like in the picture that they had for like that article, I guess it showed like pretty much just like war shit going on in the U.S. Like, I don't know, it was pretty funny. Or I mean, it was pretty like similar to what Cody. That meme thing. That's why I asked that.
No, because that meme is funny, dude. There was the one that I sent to where it was like when U.S. finds out that hair follicles have oil.
Oh yeah,
that's the one that I had sent. But
no, it was what was that one that
Cody was like, it was like there was a chef he was cooking. He was like, go ahead and add some olive oil, and then all the troops like put the oil down. Fuck.
I want to say something.
Go ahead. Finish your PB&J. We'll wait.
Did you hear who they hired for DC?
No.
To fix the DC universe? You know it's all fucked right now.
Okay, for the comic books or for the movies?
Yeah, the movies.
Oh no.
They just hired this fucking guy who was the producer for like I feel like I know who you're talking about.
Is he Asian?
Yes.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
He
dude.
did. Well, he produced. I think Annabelle might be wrong.
They're still trying to go for that dark universe angle, and it's getting
he's a
so
horror
annoying.
guy, but some of his horror movies are like, The Conjuring.
I sort of like that angle, but they just haven't done it right.
No, I know.
Yeah, they haven't done because they got look,
being a dark,
go ahead.
they could do it dark, whatever. But this guy's track record isn't suitable for what they're trying to.
Yeah, like so just to give everybody out there some background, when Christopher Nolan came out swinging with that first Dark Knight, DC got all super horny, so they wanted to do the same kind of thing, and that's when they gave Zack Snyder, and Zack Snyder went and tried to copy his style with Watchmen. That's why if you watch closely, Rorschach is like, he's a dark character, but even down to his voice, they have Rorschach sounding like Batman. And it was one of my more favorite movies. I like Watchmen.
Yeah,
but
that was really big.
It wasn't really well received like in the theaters and stuff. But like after that, that's when they made Man of Steel, which didn't make a lot of money, but it had a dark tone to it. And every movie after that, it's had like a dark tone because they're trying to chase that high from Batman. But it's like you can't have a superhero like Superman and make him like Batman. They're two completely different characters.
Like you got your Gotham, your Batman's the whole setting, the feel of it. It is dark, but that doesn't mean you have to make
all of them
dark. They all have their own tones to it. Superman, growing up, reading
Christopher
Superman.
Reeves is
Well, not even the movies. I'm talking like when when we grew up watching the animated series.
Yeah.
There's a big difference of the animation, the tone of the Batman animated series and Superman. Even with the comics, there's
even when they did
completely different
crossovers.
tones.
Even when they did crossovers, each character still held their own tone.
Exactly. You can't just because Batman universe or spot in comics is dark doesn't mean like we said, doesn't have to go
Like for every
for
single
everyone.
character.
Like it's just gonna fuck
and
it
it's
up.
obnoxious, dude, and it really sucks. And the reason that they went through that new
Aquaman was
leadership,
dark too.
yeah, like the reason they went through that that made main leadership change was because the whole way with the Justice League, like how like it fell apart, how they forced that movie to be produced that year because like the main
they're trying to catch up or something, right?
Well, not only they're trying to
That's
catch
what
up.
it seems like.
Oh no, for sure they're trying to catch that train, but it's like they have to put their time in, like Marvel did. But the main like CEO forced that movie to be out even though it wasn't ready. It needed more time. Because they were going to get bonuses, and a lot of people got fired after that because if that movie came out that year, they were going to get like a certain X amount of dollars in bonuses. And if they moved it to the fall, and it's a big blockbuster, so of course you're going to get a huge percentage on a blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
So because they switched it over to the following, if they would have switched over to the following year, they wouldn't have seen bonuses till, another 12, 14 months away. So greed took it over and fucked that movie up.
Damn,
dude.
that's crazy.
Did you guys grow up watching any horror movies at all?
Dude, I was scared of.
Me too.
I was scared of horror movies when I was young.
bitch.
Like,
What about in your
Chucky,
adult life?
dude. Chucky.
Chucky fucked
That
you
still
up?
fucks me up.
I didn't start watching them until like I was like probably in my teens or something.
Are you guys familiar with John Carpenter's Halloween? Like the original? Probably not.
I've seen like one or two, but they all blend for me. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
If you talked about one, I could probably.
Like
On the-
what? Like
with-
name a movie.
Halloween.
With
Oh,
what's her
yeah.
name from
In
Freaky
Michael
Friday?
Myers.
Yeah.
What's her name from Freaky Friday?
I mean, I enjoyed like Halloween movie or like
the Halloween series.
I enjoy like those type of movies too, especially now.
Well, they're
But like it was like mainly when I was young though, it was mainly like Leprechaun, Chucky, and
Dude,
okay.
Leprechaun fucked
Tales
me
from
up
the
too.
Crib. That shit fuck with
so
me.
those movies I actually found extremely funny because I grew up watching, like me and my sister grew up watching The Exorcist by ourselves when my dad would go to work. We'd watch it
Just imagine.
like just
Like, shh. Here's a card back up. Dad's gone. Put it on.
so we'd fast forward through like the beginning because it was boring because we understand the whole like mythology of like what's going on in the beginning of
Yeah.
The Exorcist, like the whole like whatever. So we would skip that part. We get to the scary part. We're like, all right, it's time to go to sleep. So we watch it. So we just like
That's some dark
we got
shit.
used to like watching The Exorcist by ourselves. But I did in some way, yeah, pretty much. I did kind of dramatize her when it came to like the Halloween series because like the theme song, I would sing it to her as a kid. And she'd get really scared.
Dude, fuck. What's her name? The actress.
Oh yeah, what's her name? Something no.
I don't want to have
Who,
to
you're talking about the girl from Halloween?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was in Freaky
it's
Friday.
fucking.
I love her.
I don't want to use the internet. I know we can do this.
I know. Fuck. It's not. Oh my god, my head's hurting.
Yeah.
I want to say.
I know it too, but I can't think
of it
right now.
It's not Carrie Fisher.
No.
No.
Carrie Fisher is
Yeah,
Princess Leia.
I love her.
Fuck.
Fuck. Hold on. Give us a minute. Trying to figure this out.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think right now.
I can do it. I know I can do it.
Come on, man. Come on.
Lindsay Lohan's mom. Damn it. You're gonna say it. I'm gonna be so mad.
Jamie Lee
Jamie Lee Curtis.
yeah.
Mother.
right with the C.
I know. I was like CK. It was something right there, but
Anyways, so John Carpenter is coming back to film his his masterpiece that he did. He's the movie should be released this year, I
How
believe.
old is that dude?
yeah. I don't know, but isn't it 40 years? Halloween's 40 years now. That's why they're gonna. Yeah.
And it takes. I don't want 40 years after the original.
because she's supposed to be back in it.
Yeah, she's,
Yeah. No, I remember
Dr.
reading
Loomis. Dr. Loomis is well, they were some of the script stuff. He is already dead because it takes 40 years after he's dead.
Yeah.
But there's this guy that's replacing him as in giving like I guess he's connected to Michael Myers in a way and like. Oh man, I'm so.
What's
fucking
Michael
excited.
Myers' name?
Michael Myers.
No, didn't he have a name?
No, that's his name. Myers is his last name. Michael's his first name.
No, what was the
First
other?
name Michael. Last name Myers.
What was the lake that he died at?
That's someone else. That's
No, you're
Jason
talking about-
Voorhees.
That's the one I'm thinking about. Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I was like, why? No, that doesn't sound right. Michael Myers is Michael Myers, right? That sounds stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very good. Michael Myers is like with the knife.
the big old
When
knife.
I was little, I used to think it was Mike Myers, the fucking,
the fucking actor.
fucking,
Oh
yeah.
no! Didn't they
The
made
fucking
that,
Austin
they made that
Powers
joke.
and
They
shit.
made that joke in Baby Driver.
I used to
Did you
think
see
that
Baby
shit.
Driver?
No.
He's like, okay, did you get the mask? And he goes, yeah. And he pulls out the mask, and it's Mike Myers. And he goes, what is this? He goes, you told me to get the Mike Myers mask, so I got the Mike Myers mask. And he goes, from Halloween. Yeah, that was
that shit.
Baby Driver
Hilarious.
was good. If you see it, it's like in the opening scene.
Yeah,
of that
I need to
movie.
watch-
'Cause they were robbing a bank.
I heard that movie is extremely good.
Baby Driver.
Yeah.
They kind of tickled your balls for a little bit. It got 100% Rotten Tomatoes, but the way Rotten Tomatoes works is you get the percentage rating based on how many critics view it.
Yeah.
So if like 10 critics say yes, it's worth watching, then 100% of critics give it a yes approval rating. Even though they can say some bad stuff in there about the movie, it won't really give like a true reading. But if somebody says, oh no, it's not a good movie, then you get like 9 out of 10, so it's like 90%. So it's kind of like tricky to read, but usually it's a good way to gauge if it's worth watching the movie.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
it got
That's
it got
a weird
nominated
way,
for
I
an
think.
Oscar for like costume design or something weird.
Yeah.
Something like original score or some shit.
I know we watched it when Shep's class, but have you seen the movie The Strangers
The Strangers.
by any chance?
Which one's
It's
that?
about these a couple. They go to the guy's dad's house or his friend's house, and then
Oh, that's in the middle of nowhere,
Mhm.
and then
No,
like
no,
those people come.
mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie's sick. Yeah.
Okay, so we remember we were watching in Shep's class. I'm not sure if Shep was bullshitting me or us because I paid really close attention to what he was saying during this movie because I loved
wouldn't
it.
doubt it. He bullshits a lot.
But he was stuck in my head that whole movie was filmed in a warehouse. That's why he was saying that. Well, when he showed us this movie, he was talking about mostly about their lighting because it makes it seem like they're actually outside because how good the lighting was. And I've
Yeah,
seen those,
even inside, like
yeah, and I've seen those type of stages. So I've always told people like this whole movie was shot inside a warehouse. That's why it's a praise. Why I praise it because of the lighting and how
Yeah.
crazy it looks. But anyways, that's one of my favorite
Damn, that's
slasher
dope.
movies.
I didn't know that.
It's one of my favorite slasher
Yeah,
movies.
that
And
was
I
one of my
just
favorites,
saw
The second one?
The second one. So
Oh, did that just come out?
yeah, it just came out. There's
Same
obviously I
people?
could break it down really, really, to nitty gritty. But there's one thing I have to say about this movie that the characters are like, yeah, they do stupid things. Like there's a scene where the guy has a gun and he has bullets and he's able to shoot the
Yeah.
people and like they're like
Yeah, I
scared.
heard a lot of shit about the movie.
He puts the gun on like the table instead of keeping it with him, and he forgets the gun. So that's the only kind of crap that I didn't like about this movie. But besides that, it had me on my edge, man.
If you
It
guys
had
ever
me
Yeah.
on my fucking
have you
edge.
seen
Damn.
Cabin in the
Good.
Woods? Have you guys seen Cabin in the Woods?
Yes,
That movie tripped me out.
It's
was a
so
good movie.
funny, bro, because it's like
Yeah.
it explains. So every time I see
Yep.
a scary movie after that movie, I was like, "That's some Cabin in the
Yeah.
Woods shit." Like they're controlling this movie. And then when I watched the review for that one, they had said, "Oh yeah, they were what's his name was in control of that
Yeah.
movie too," because it's
Dude.
like they just did some dumb
They
shit,
do a lot of dumb shit, and like,
and it pulls you out.
yeah. But besides that, like the whole like the way they were killing people and the way you see, because like what I really liked about the original is like you'll see them creeping up in the background just out of nowhere, and they don't like.
and they don't act on it, so it
Yeah.
makes you feel eerie. You're
Yeah,
like,
you're like,
so you're on edge.
Yeah.
You're like, are they gonna come up? They're gonna come up, and the scene goes on,
Yeah.
and they don't
Yeah.
cash in on that
Just
moment.
has
And,
you
like,
on that.
the way they film it too, so like they'll do
Then
like
the song.
they'll film it so like they'll have a wide and you'll see them, and then they'll do like they'll like move to like the character a little
Yeah.
bit, and then they'll go back and they're not there anymore.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh my god, where are they now?
No, that was a good
Dude.
movie. But the movie that fucked me up for a long time was Chucky and Leprechaun.
What?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I was just young, and then we had a lot of siblings in my house, so like we all fucked with each other. But then like you try to outscare the other person, but you like scare yourself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like now, like when Chucky came on, I think it was a Seed of Chucky came on like Netflix, and he goes, "Look,
Yeah.
Dad, I want to watch this movie with the doll." And I look, I was like, "Change that shit."
Dude,
No.
We don't need that shit here.
Yeah.
Jennifer
I'll
Tilly
scare you, dog.
from
Oh, her big old titties, dude. She was in the
I would-
bathtub when they
I
killed
would-
her, right?
touch myself. What?
Yeah.
So what, for what?
Jennifer
Jennifer Tilly, that's what it was?
Yeah, I
Or
think so.
Tilly?
Jennifer Tilly, I think.
I remember her last name was Tilly
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
Something
yeah.
Tilly.
No, but what movie are you talking about? from Chucky.
Bride of
Chucky?
Chucky.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Bride
yeah.
of Chucky?
Yeah,
All
Bride
of
of
it?
Chucky.
Yeah, she became the
Yeah,
voice after
she's,
that.
Yeah.
she's hot.
Super
They did
sexy.
a movie fuck, I think it was called like Heist or something with her in it.
Really?
And it was like, it was an old 90s movie where she was like, she fell in
Ooh, I
love
bet.
with,
Wait,
she
is
fell
it
in love
a
with the
90s movie? Like it was filmed in the 90s, or like?
Yeah,
taking
no,
place-
it was both. Yeah, it took place in the 90s and it was filmed in the 90s.
Oh man, I bet she looked bomb.
Oh, dude. Okay, so the movie, I gotta look at it. I think it's Heist. I think it's Heist or something. But basically, she lives in an apartment, and next to the apartment, this girl, she doesn't know what she does, right?
Uh-huh.
And they start to fall in love with each other. But that Tilly girl is married to like a mob boss, but she basically wants to run away from him. So they're both trying to plan a way to steal the money from him and like get out of there.
Huh.
But it's one of those movies where like it all kind of takes place in like one location.
Yeah.
And those are my favorite kind of movies. I love that shit. But
Hell yeah, dude.
there's like a sex scene where both of them,
Ooh.
you see some chichis, dog. You see some chichis.
Do you guys remember seeing Anger Management?
I didn't like that movie.
Have you seen it?
Damn, I have, but I don't
By,
remember.
okay, by any chance, you guys remember Adam Sandler's girlfriend in the movie? What she looks like?
No, okay, I don't.
No.
Damn it. Never mind then.
No.
Anyways, well,
No.
have you seen any good movies lately on Netflix? Yeah, I know. I know you see some stuff. here
Oh, I
and
saw that Veronica movie the other night.
Dude, I've been trying to watch it.
there.
How is
it
that?
scary?
It sort of was, yeah. It was pretty good. I think so.
So is that the movie that people are saying they can't finish watching?
I think
I
that's one of them,
think
but like
there's
I'm
another
not
one.
sure.
Because we were actually
Because Henry's like, because I watched it.
Yeah, like I'm a bitch too. Shit.
because when I was watching, I don't know, we talked about it, I think, and then when I went to go watch The Strangers with my buddy, him and his fiance were telling me that there's this movie out that a lot of people can't finish because that's scary.
There's
looked at it, but I know
I
what
just
series it
heard something like that the other
Yeah.
day too, and I think it was like 2 or 3 movies that they had mentioned. But I remember Veronica being on that one.
That one,
Yeah.
damn it! I need to watch that with someone. Be like, "Come
Yeah,
on,
I'm not
girl."
sure. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like it's good.
Hell yeah, dude!
I'll have to
It's
look
all
up
in
the scary
Spanish.
movie. But the girl, it's Marissa Tomei, the girlfriend, which is Peter Parker's aunt.
Okay, Peter Parker. Have you seen
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man?
Homecoming.
The new
Oh,
movie?
okay, yeah.
Okay, the
Yeah.
aunt.
Or my
Yeah.
cousin Vinny, she's fucking hot in
Okay.
that one too.
Okay, what was that actor? He was like a comedian, a white guy, and he passed away. He was in something about Molly or
Something about Mary.
no, not Mary. It has Jennifer
That's a good
Aniston.
movie. I like that
It
one.
has Jennifer Aniston and that one actor. He does like that supermodel face, like
Oh, Zoolander?
yeah.
Zoolander.
What was that?
Can't believe you just drew a blank. I was gonna say his name
His name-
before. Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller. Is Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston, and they're like trying to.
I think it is. No, not something about Mary. It is something about Mary.
No,
That's the
not
one where he has
Jennifer
like he like has she has like cum in her hair for gel.
No.
No, that's Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
Oh, it is Cameron Diaz. Fuck, I don't know.
Oh,
Has Ben Stiller
Yeah.
is like like all the dudes are like in love with her, or that still is the same movie, huh?
hold on. Okay, one more. Give me a second.
I started watching that what was it called? That Death of Gianni Versace series that was on FX.
No, I don't know.
What was it called? Like, because they did the one of the OJ one.
The
Remember
OJ
with
one,
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That
they
shit
did another
good.
one, but with Gianni Versace, and it's
Nice.
pretty. It's pretty dope.
Good.
Like,
Damn.
it starts off good.
I'm gonna check that one. Along Came Polly.
Along Came Polly. Yeah,
What's his fucking name? This guy, do you know this guy?
yeah. He was Philip Seymour Hoffman. He was the
Okay.
guy that was in. He died in like the middle of shooting
Something.
Hunger Games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this movie. I might have some of the words put differently, but I think it's called Before the Devil Knows You're Dead. He's in it and she's in it, and the very opening scene is him doggy fucking her with completely naked. And then when I first saw that, I was like,
Marissa Tomei.
yeah, you see her titties and ass and
What was it
dude,
called?
yes, Before the Devil Knows You're Dead. It's a weird movie.
Yeah,
It's
because there was a movie that came out like after he died, and I guess like it was like a small movie that wasn't supposed to be big, and they pushed it
Yeah.
out because he died.
I don't know if because this movie's kind of old. It's like this heist movie, and then like this is the opening scene, and it's fucking weird. But that's the only scene I remember. It was awesome.
You know what's really weird that I don't like is that we're just talking about Philip Seymour Hoffman, and I type in PH, and Pornhub should have probably came up first. But the fact that Philip Seymour Hoffman comes up gets me mad because I know my phone's listening to me.
Down.
But I'm
You
gonna
know
have to
what?
look it
I've been because I'm more of an X videos guy, but I've been on Pornhub a lot more lately. Oh no,
up. You haven't UJizz ain't your shit? You
Huh?
ever been on UJizz? That's not
No.
your shit. No,
I haven't been. I've never heard of it.
no.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, I
I'll
never
try
heard of that one either.
Okay,
I just do that because if someone tries to type in something, you know what I mean? Like you don't
No,
type in Y as
you know
the
what you
first
do?
word.
You know what
So
you do?
Yeah, clear the
you have this
history,
new
but-
you have this
gotta
new
go-
tech now, not to like
Private. What does a
type in
private
a
window?
site that has, starts with
Guess it didn't work, huh?
No, so when you're on private, you can't go through your history. Check this
I mean,
out.
I don't care about going through history.
No, I know,
It's
but,
just like when
like-
somebody like, let me see your phone. Like
And then like, oh, my mom wants to see my phone real quick. Here you go, mom.
private. There you go.
Oh, look at UFC stuff.
Safe search for mama.
But anyways,
Damn. Ah, fuck. We went off on so many roads. I wanted to
Yeah.
talk. Oh, dude, I started trying to watch that that Yakuza movie with Jared Leto.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I actually just saw it too.
Did you?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I thought it was cool.
You didn't like it?
I'm like halfway.
Well,
through.
it was-
okay. I
Tell
think
me,
it's because,
tell me what do you think?
I was driving to work
Okay.
and I was watching it. And they
what?
speak in Japanese, so it's kind of hard to read
Dude,
the subtitles
come
at the
on.
same time. So, but I mean, like, I'm
It's
like,
mostly in English though.
well, except when the Japanese dudes are talking.
Well, yeah, but yeah, okay, you're right. But
So-
I'm used to reading
but, like,
subtitles all the time.
I was like,
Anime
no,
hello.
and I was like, dude. Speaking of that, I didn't know that they already dubbed Attack on Titan,
yeah,
the second season.
yeah.
Fuck, dude. I'm like over here waiting.
Come
I
on,
was like,
bro.
what year is this? When are they gonna do season 2? And I hear, oh, they're already on season
It
3.
doesn't have the best. It's not. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
later.
yeah, whatever. For a place for nerds,
Yeah.
whatever. So I'm like driving and I'm like trying to read it and I
Yeah.
go back and forth and I'm just kind of like,
What are your main issues with it though?
my main issues were they were too easily trusting for this dude. Like,
That's what I thought too. Like he
Right?
sort of got in easy.
like, okay, they didn't. Okay, the movie starts out and
Is it
he's
that-
getting punked in prison. He's getting punked. That dude that was gonna kill himself didn't really protect him, right? And then he goes and like saves him from hanging up, and he
Well,
goes, "Oh, what do you?"
he owes him a life. That's why.
Yeah.
And he owes him a life.
Yeah, but he brought him in pretty fucking close. Like that brother's high up in the Yakuza
Yeah.
chain.
Yeah.
But like,
but
he
the
owes
thing
him-
is, like, I guess maybe it isn't like all around there. There's a bunch of different like families and shit. It's not like they were just like
But still,
one big hire.
but
like
I
I'm
mean,
pretty like they
but
had
this
them.
family was dealing with the United States government.
Yeah.
On cleaning up tank, like that's a big fucking mission.
Yeah.
And you trust that dude to come in and betray his own country.
So
Just, to me, just the way it started, I was like,
it's kind of like
Yeah.
I wasn't emotionally invested in that.
I got
It's
that though.
it's kind of like it's cultural where like let's say he's my father, like as in like, you know, he's like my boss and stuff, and I'm like right under him. If I come to him and tell him, hey, I trust this guy with my life, and I put my life like
No, I get that.
You know?
But what I'm saying, I totally get that. I
Yeah.
get that it's cultural because like it comes with like the whole Italian mobs too.
Yeah.
I love Italian mob movies. And like when a guy vouches for another guy, they don't care.
Yeah.
If he doesn't work out, you die too.
Yeah.
I get that. And then when they cut the fingers off, I
Yeah.
totally understood that. But what I didn't like was the bond that they created together. The beginning was so short. I didn't feel the
See,
emotional weight.
I think
right
I
away.
might have mentioned this a little bit. How this movie seemed like it could have been. It was cut very like short.
compressed.
Yeah.
It
And
was
a
really
lot of
compressed.
that, a lot of like the beginning and that part could have been extended a lot
And
more.
I think it should have because
Should have been, right?
Because it should have because like towards like the middle, there's not a lot of dialogue and there's like a lot of unnecessary like long shots and long drawn out scenes of walking or eating, and it's like you could have cut those into a few seconds and given that time to the
Yeah,
beginning to
some
establish
more
these
story.
two guys. Because dude, within the first 5 minutes, I was literally leaving here, jumping on the freeway, and the
Yeah.
dude was already stabbing his stomach and like, oh, you're my boy, they're gonna look out
Yeah.
for you, and I'm just
Yeah.
like. I didn't really feel
I get it.
the credits were still cutting in between that scene, and I was like, "What?"
I
it
think-
felt like an anime intro. You
See,
know what
that's
I mean?
the thing I was going to mention. I think I might be a little biased because I watch so much of that type of cultural stuff when it
Yeah.
comes to like
It hits you harder.
movies and anime. So I'm like already in my head. I'm
It has
already
some brownie points. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's already like- it's like
and I'm not
this.
saying it was a bad movie. Like,
No,
and,
yeah.
and like I totally get it because when it comes to like historical like movies for me, like movies that are based on historical events,
Yeah.
sometimes the story can be shit, but because I already know the history behind
Yeah.
that, it already has brownie points to
See,
it too. And it could be like, I saw some movie and I'm like, oh, dude, that movie was fucking amazing.
kind of to go with your
Yeah.
point too. Like I grew up watching old school Italian mob movies, but when I watch them now, that's the same thing how I feel about them. Vice
Yeah.
versa. They're for me, they're cut down to too short and whatever, so I don't find them interesting and I don't care
I
to
what
see
you
them.
mean.
You know,
Okay.
but
Yeah, because it's a lot. Like
completely
Goodfellas,
understand.
like
I com-
Goodfellas, dude.
Oh my!
There's so much to Goodfellas that people don't know
Yeah.
about Henry Hill. So when you watch it,
Yeah.
they make little scenes. So there's, for example, in Goodfellas, there's a scene where he's in the shower listening to a basketball game. a lot of people
Oh,
don't
and
know.
then the news goes off.
Yeah, and the news goes. Okay,
that show's crazy.
Okay, people don't know that he was the first guy to fix basketball games.
Yeah.
In college. So when he's like, yeah, and he was making all this money, that's something that they could have done a whole nother movie on, but there wasn't enough time. So I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But it's the little shit like that. Like it's not important to the bigger story, but like for people that like care, it's like, oh, here you go, that's for you.
Do you guys know those small little stories of Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee, like random ones that Jackie Chan would tell?
No.
So there's a small little story that while they were filming, because Jackie Chan was a stunt double for one of his movies. I forgot which one it was, but he was I think after filming or during that filming of this specific movie, he was just at a bus stop going to go somewhere, and Bruce Lee just pulls up, recognizes him. He's like, "Oh, jump in," and then
You suck.
from that moment, when he asked him like, "Oh, you're a stunt double or whatever," they became like actual good friends and all this cool stuff. Oh,
Wait, so Jackie Chan became a good friend
with
Bruce Lee?
Bruce Lee, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, because he was in I forgot what movie it was, but he was a stunt double. Like he was actually fighting with Bruce Lee.
Dude, did you know that Jean-Claude Van Damme, he was supposed to be in the first Expendables movie,
Really?
but his fight was supposed to be against Jet Li, and he was supposed to lose. And Jean-Claude Van Damme said he wouldn't be in the movie because he wasn't gonna lose a fight to Jet Li.
Really?
Yeah,
Van Damme, like
Jean-Claude Van
I'm
Damme,
always-
the splits guy.
Yeah, like he's amazing. I mean, like from Bloodsport and
yeah.
Kickboxer and shit. Like,
yeah.
Have you watched his new show on Amazon?
nah.
No,
I want to watch it.
I
'cause
see
heard
it,
it's
but I'm
fucking
just like,
good.
I don't
heard
know.
it's good. I want to watch it.
I've seen like this two TV shows that they were going on forever. He was actually supposed to do his first fight that we were all gonna see, but then never happened. Like
Damn.
it's
Yeah.
They're
It
too
just
old now,
grabs your
man.
nuts,
Those guys are
but-
too old.
yeah.
Those-
Did you see
No,
that?
he's like, I don't know, he's like healthy and shit though.
Yeah,
like that
I mean,
dude's old as hell, but he's
I know you're not too familiar with fighters, but there's this fighter named Cody Garbrandt, and Jean-Claude went to go like show the guys at the gym some moves and stuff. And then do you see that video where he kicks this fighter, former UFC champion, in the mouth, and he gets pissed and he wants to fuck him up, but he was like,
he's holding himself
He's
back,
holding
like
him
he was
back,
like
yeah.
fucking like
Damn.
flex and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
what did he
ready
kick
to-
him on accident or?
So
They were shadow boxing.
they're shadow boxing.
They're
and he kinda
shadow
like,
boxing.
he like, I don't know, he kicks and then he goes back and he hits him in the mouth, but they were saying that he does that a lot.
on purpose?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he's dirty like that.
He's dirty. He'll
yeah.
get a little shot in.
Well, I'm probably because he's old and
Yeah,
knows
that's
he
what I
doesn't
was
have it
thinking too.
anymore.
But
Just
why
kinda
would you
wants
want to mess with?
Just
you know?
are you gonna fuck up Jean-Claude Van Damme? You know what I mean? As far
I
as
mean,
it
he
being a
could.
legend.
He could easily mess.
Oh, he could, but you're
But
gonna
I'm
be
not-
the one guy that fucked up an old man that is out of his prime.
That's probably
It's
why.
kind of
he's-
you just like fucking me like, oh, you little motherfucker. You just watch. One day your legs ain't gonna work anymore.
Yeah.
But there was I think I saw something too that I guess him and Saint Pierre are like homies and shit because they're both like French
I don't think.
I don't know.
or like I don't know. I gotta look up.
I'm pretty sure he's hung out with them before though. He
Yeah.
did-
Yeah, because they're
like-
both big.
And
you
they're
al-
both
you always
big kickers.
like sometimes
George
you always
St. Pierre,
see
he's
you always
super
see
nice.
like Van Damme or what's his name
'Cause I saw it was like one of those funny articles. Not
fuck,
funny
what's the other
article.
dude
That's
with
a
the ponytail.
ponytail. Oh,
I don't know
Steven
why I
Seagal.
can't think of
He's a
anything
fake,
today.
dude.
fuck Steven
He's a
Seagal. He's a
fucking fake.
He does
pussy.
that one thing called
Aikido?
Aikido. Yeah,
Fuck that,
He's a
dude.
fake.
Seen those
dude.
videos?
Dude,
He's a fake,
He's
and then
the biggest fake.
that thing's crazy.
and
He's
then
the biggest
he
fraud
just
in
got-
Hollywood.
He just got. You know, he doesn't live in the United States, right? He lives in like Germany or some shit.
Dude.
and
But
he just got
actually,
busted for
he's the biggest fraud.
sexual assault. too.
Ben.
Yeah,
for
but now
many
they're actually
years.
pursuing it, so he
Oh, yeah?
can't fly back here.
Dang.
And they call him a vampire and shit because he dyes his hair and he's
Bro,
fucking-
so I went deep into Steven Seagal. So he's in a band or he's in a cover band. He doesn't play guitar. It's all fake.
He doesn't
It's all
do shit,
pre-recorded.
dude.
Oh yeah.
He's
Yeah,
a
it's all
fake. He's a
pre-recorded.
fake fighter.
He's a fake fighter.
But he was in all those movies thinking he can.
Oh my
What?
god.
But supposedly, like, remember when Anderson did
Dude,
that front
he
kick?
supposedly. Oh my.
Well,
god.
I think didn't Anderson say something about that? Like he learned that
okay,
from
so
Steven Seagal or
Dana
something?
and everyone's saying like Anderson Silva's so nice. He just like yeah. He showed me
Yeah.
some techniques. Blah blah blah. A front kick, really, dude? You don't think
Yeah, I don't know.
I could do a
mean,
front kick.
I could do? I've been.
he credited him though, but
did it
nah.
at
But
a show.
I agree. Like that whole
dude, he's a big fraud.
that whole
man.
shit.
Yeah, I don't know,
Like-
man. But That's something.
That guy-
That's another talk for another day too. Because we could just go off on.
Oh,
this.
I could go
I just
off
have an
for
episode on
days.
Steven Seagal. Fucking movies suck.
This movie
But
suck.
the only reason I brought that up, I didn't know if you guys knew more, was because Saint Pierre Claude, George
St.
Pierre, whatever.
Yeah.
He was in Captain America: The Winter Soldier as Batroc the Leaper, and the Leaper was known.
Shit.
Yeah, he was in the movie for that. So I remember when I was reading that article. That they were gonna ask Jean-Claude Van Damme to do it because he's known for kicks, but what they were doing, they had to do a lot of their own stunts, and the dude's old or whatever, so they were gonna fuck with him.
You know what I realized? George hasn't been when he was his last maybe 3 fights I can remember. He didn't throw too many kicks no more, huh? He was doing a lot more wrestling and ground and pound, if anything.
Yeah.
When was the last time you could vividly remember him doing a really nice kick?
In his later days, he was like more of like wrestling and stuff, more like harder. That was more in his game.
Do you know the fighter Chuck Liddell?
Yeah, he was a wrestler first, wasn't he?
No, he was a kickboxer. He did kickboxing.
Oh, he did wrestling too.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
He did
Okay, so that was the one, right? Then he went to
I
wrestling.
think he did like high school
and then
wrestling.
wrestling.
Yeah, he did high school wrestling. And
But didn't he do like actual wrestling? Like he was in the WWE?
No.
Who the fuck am I thinking about?
You're thinking of
Probably
Because Chuck Liddell, he's a big old squarehead looking dude, right?
Yeah,
You're
but
probably-
there was people that have been in the WWE and like the UFC or like
talking about
Brock
recently?
Lesnar.
I knew
like,
about Brock Lesnar, but Chuck Liddell. I mean, I've
there's
watched him
Ken
fight.
Shamrock.
Ken Shamrock.
I
Shamrock.
don't
Yeah.
know who that is.
He like back in the day, right? He was he was in
Boss
WWF.
Ruin had like the wrestling pads and the shoes, but they were like palm hitting. That's probably what he's talking about.
Nah, that was still MMA. Like
No, it was all palm hitting and only like.
well, Boss Ruin's known for that, like striking with
No,
just
but
his
in that
palms.
organization.
Oh, I don't
That was the
know.
only thing that was allowed.
Oh, yeah.
But
he-
Anyways, yeah, no,
yeah.
I know who Chuck Liddell is. I watched him fight. I just thought that
The
was
Iceman.
I just thought he was a dude. You know what would be an awesome fucking league was to like get bomb ass wrestlers that like we grew up with and throw them in their
Fucking-
own UFC thing.
Dang.
Like imagine Stone Cold Steve Austin.
X-Pac. Scotty
Stone
Too
Cold Steve
Hottie.
Austin, dude, Scotty Too Hottie, or even
dude.
Rikishi. Imagine
Rikishi.
Dude, I
getting
went
in
hard
there.
with all those guys.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Dude,
That
I
was
had-
like the prime
the
for me.
Worm?
Like,
Dude, what was
Like
what
Scotty
was
Too Hottie and shit.
McMahon? Was that his name? The dude that with the limo, they would show up and he was always dressed in white.
Oh, you're talking about
no, you're thinking of JBL.
Yes.
JBL.
He was always in the white suits.
do you guys remember like
That was
Raven?
what's his name? He was in. It was him and that other guy that was always like it would go to his camera, like it would just like the camera would zoom on him and he'd just stare at the camera and then he'd be like,
I can't remember.
damn.
Can't remember.
You don't remember that guy?
No.
Not Ric Flair, right?
Him and JBL, I think we're in a group too. They're in
Wait. No, JBL and that one other. I'm sorry, I had to.
Right?
But the black wrestler, they were like in like this.
Yeah, that's the guy that I'm talking about.
Oh,
He does
They
that.
had like pants and had like this star thing. And they were
Yeah, I
always, like,
think so.
people
But they were in a
would
group
hire them
together, and then
yeah.
they broke them off, and then like JBL had
That's
his
when
own
he went all
like I guess
cowboy
arc in
shit.
the story
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Damn, yeah, that shit was a drama
Dude.
show. I remember that shit.
WWF.
it's big now, dude.
It was
like
but I was
that
talking
whole
to my cousin,
thing-
dude. Before it was WWF, it was something else, and that was the organization that fucking
McMahon.
what's his name? The brother, that fucker.
Hulk Hogan?
Hulk Hogan was in with Ric Flair. Like it was that organization first, and then it was sold or bought by somebody else, and then changed it to WWF. There was WWF forever until
No.
they got sued.
Nah, I
until
think it's
2000.
always
It's
been
always been
WWF.
WWF.
Trust me, my
But
cousin
they-
told me. I thought it was two.
But they had, but
My-
they,
my
but they
cousin's
did,
older.
but they did like there's other leagues and shit like that. I think back in the day,
But it wasn't WWF first. It was bought and then it was changed,
Mhm.
and then that's why a lot.
because it was. I know that from what I know that it was WWF, but then they sold it to the original
the-
like announcer
the
dude,
old-
which
yeah.
is Steve McMahon, who
Yeah.
owns it now.
Yeah.
Like he's
Well,
he
Okay,
He bought
because
the
he bought
WWF.
it, but before it was WWF because he only had that name for a certain amount of time because then they got actually attacked by the world.
well, when he bought it, it was
whatever.
WWF.
Yeah, no, because it was
No,
a
no,
change. It was a
no.
name change because they even had to change WWF after
the
he
World
bought
Wrestling
it.
Federation.
Yeah, they had to change it
Yeah,
because of the
world
the fucking panda.
The panda.
Yeah,
thing.
that was like later
Yeah.
on though.
Yeah,
but
I want to look it up because
it's always
my
been
cousin, my cousin's
WWF.
like he's a little older than me, so when I was talking about this,
Dude,
with
I
him,
was
he
hard on
He was
wrestling.
like, he goes, no, dude, because they sold it. It was never. It was another organization, and then they changed the name. I was like, what the fuck?
Look it up.
I didn't.
I'm sure because I was hard on this, dude.
From back then, there was WWF, there's
ECW,
ECW, WCW.
WCW, fucking Nitro. Well,
Dude, I remember. Well, that was WCW,
yeah.
I think. I actually knew somebody when I was younger, and these people who took care of me,
yeah.
and their son's friend he had some like old VHS, or he had some VHS videos at the time,
Yeah.
and they were
I did
recording. There were recordings of backyard wrestling and shit like that. Like
Damn.
that shit was like actually like backyard wrestling, like
So
no holds bar. Like
I
they were doing
couldn't-
all kinds of shit. That shit was just
at the
sick.
time, my folks couldn't afford to buy me a real belt, so we had to make one. Me and my friends, and we did promos, dude, with my dad's camera.
Oh no, I have one too actually.
Dude,
I have a
till
fucking,
this, till even as a kid, I was always like dark and shit, so I'd always put like just a black little thing, like dude, it was fucking
serial
hilarious.
killer
Yeah.
status and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, because WWF was owned by this old guy, and Vince McMahon was the announcer, and Vince McMahon bought it from him.
Yeah.
But it was always the World Wrestling Federation.
Yeah, let me see. Because that's what I thought it was too. And then my cousin told me, and he's like 10 years older than me. So I was like, yeah. No. And he got me into wrestling.
Yeah.
So I knew, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to fuck with him.
I got into it through my uncles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I got into it
Same.
big too.
Damn, dude, I want to fucking. Every time I
Like, it
try
was probably like maybe 7th or 8th grade though when I stopped. I think watching it really.
After, I think I stopped watching it.
Like I
maybe-
was still watching it when it was WWE, but like it was probably 7th or 8th grade when I stopped watching it.
Yeah. What's it called? I got into it maybe. I stopped getting into it maybe 1 year after that they changed from WWF to WWE.
Yeah, no, see, I was still watching it for a good time after that.
Damn,
What's it called? I remember buying.
And it was like back when like what was it, SmackDown? How it used to be on Thursdays,
Yeah.
but then like it moved to Fridays and shit.
And then Raw.
Didn't it move to Friday, right?
Something like that. SmackDown then had Raw, and then like
Yeah.
Raw and SmackDown.
Back when it was like
yeah.
Raw's War.
Yeah.
Like that's what it was
Hell in a
called, I think.
Cell, fucking what was it, Survivor Series.
Yeah, they still have all those.
They still?
have all those.
Damn.
And WrestleMania is coming up actually.
Oh, with
in a
Ronda
few weeks.
Rousey
In
and
a
all
few
this.
weeks. Yeah, she signed a deal with them. That's pretty crazy.
Dude.
Like
Did you see
she pretty
her?
much has her own like she pretty much has like her
I don't-
own story like in the WWE
I
now.
don't like her.
whatever.
Okay, so it says here that it started as NWA.
No, NWA was.
And then when it was going out of business as a result of WWF's national expansion.
No, NWA was the something else.
I know that's a group, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Like if that's
NWA right here. It's the
what he's
National
talking
Wrestling
about.
Alliance.
Yeah, that was a group.
when did that start?
Because that was in the 1980s, and Ric Flair was one of the first wrestlers to that, and then when the
They actually have some pretty good podcasts
of wrestling.
of like these dudes who were pretty much either like in the business or like they were behind the scenes, and like they would tell you like all kinds of stories about like
dude,
back in the day. Like they would all like they fucking party like all the time.
that
Like
stuff.
supposedly like Ric Flair could like drink like a fucking beast, like
Yeah.
like all day. He can drink all day and
Dude,
shit.
I have some crazy stories about the entertainment business too.
Yeah.
So like, cause
that
I
shit goes back
work
to
at a-
fucking 1948, dude.
yeah, man.
But back then it was professional wrestling promotions, and then that's when the concept of the NWA consolidated the three separate leagues. National Wrestling Association was one. Los Angeles Olympic Auditorium held them. NWA was divided up into North America. Damn, dude, this shit goes fucking on.
Yeah.
But
I'm pretty
it
sure
was
it's deep.
NWA. It was like heavy before anything else.
Mm.
Yeah, it keeps talking about the NWA. Yeah, we'll have to get in on a wrestling episode just on this.
There's some good
Damn.
podcasts where they
Yeah.
tell some good stories.
Damn.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. I mean, being on the road for how many? Well, 365 days.
Yeah. There's actually a good interview I seen like years ago on what was it called? It was that Access TV channel or
Yeah.
whatever. But that guy
Access,
interviewed
Access.
Steve Austin or something. I think
Stone
it was
Cold?
Steve Austin, yeah. And like he talked about pretty much like on the road he was like just eating like raw potatoes and shit like that.
Fuck
Like
that, dude. I mean,
because he would like travel like to towns and shit
Yeah.
like that, just doing like wrestling shows, and like he like, I mean, I don't think they got paid much either because he wasn't like the
Oh.
best, you know, or he was in the
Okay, so right here, because NWA was a presidency of different groups, and then it says after this main event in 1963, that Vincent J. McMahon refused to recognize the title change and withdrew his operation from the NWA, becoming the World Wrestling Federation. So it was WWF now, not WWE. He took a bunch of wrestlers, and then they took everything out of the NWA promotions. So they became their own shit, but they came from the NWA. And then in 1980, that's when the NWA was basically going bankrupt because the WWF pulled out.
Shit.
Damn. That's crazy.
What were you talking about?
So in the entertainment business, so for example, I can't really see. Well, no one watches it. So the host. Well, fuck. So okay. I work on these, like, you know, the Real Housewives of something. They do have money, but the houses that we film in aren't actually their houses.
Oh.
They rent them.
They rent them just for filming
Just
or
for
what?
film.
Oh, damn.
So that's fake. Some of them actually do when we go filming. They do have huge houses.
Yeah.
Not mostly all of them.
Yeah.
And then
Well, I'm sure that's like to protect them, right? Because like if they
they just don't own really big
They
houses.
probably just stay in like
regular nice houses
in mid city or whatever, like you know.
And then
They have apartment homes or something.
but when they fight, they legit fight.
ooh shit.
But when we know, like, for example, this girl doesn't like this girl, we know they're gonna fight, like get down. We put fake glasses and stuff like this.
What?
So there's this one episode where we expected we were gonna fight because it was out in public. They were having dinner at night. We forgot to switch the glasses, the drinking glasses, and one of them grabbed like the wine glass, and she hit her, and this part of her arm, like skin, was like hanging. And like I think like after she got that fixed, she had an interview. She came to the show.
Fixed.
She had a big old like stitch thing.
Yeah, that's
And
a
there's this
bad scar. Probably.
There's this one girl. She's notorious for like being super loud, and her character's really bubbly and stuff. But she flashes everyone, like the production before we're filming. She flashes.
For no reason.
Get you guys
Just to
pumped.
have
Just to
fun.
get you pumped.
She's
to the
like,
show.
Damn.
just to have fun. So we're at the shoot. We're doing a shoot for the intro of the show, and like she's like goofing around. She just shows her tits to all of us, and we're like, holy crap! And then that's the first time I saw it. And she does that all the time, dude.
Nobody's
always
horny
drunk.
anymore. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah. She's
And
just old lady titties.
so I witnessed a producer who's married, whose wife also works in the same production that does something different. I was upstairs because I had to fix these. I had to remodel these rooms upstairs. And I'm not gonna lie, dude, like, you know, kick back in one of the rooms by myself, watch Netflix. But anyways, I heard noises and I'm like, oh fuck, someone's coming upstairs. So I
Turned your porn off real quick.
yeah, pretty much. So I get out, he comes out, and I'm like, oh hey, what's up? And he gets like kind of paranoid. And right after he closes the door, someone else comes out. That's not his wife.
Was it a boy?
No, it was a girl. They were in the
Oh.
same room.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
Does he know you too? Like,
Yeah,
or
he knows me. Like,
who
we-
you are. Like,
So I have lunch when we have our lunch. We go into this office where they're all in there. It's him and like other people we work with. That's part of our office too. And
Fuck.
yeah, it's gnarly.
Man,
and
damn.
then
Hey, Brian, you want lunch tomorrow?
he's never told you anything. Like,
dude, he's never
no?
said anything.
Yeah, I know.
Because like every time I see his wife, I'm
All of a
just
sudden,
like,
your next check, you're like, oh, I got a raise.
I got a
What
sick
the-
ass raise.
Damn.
And then one of the main shows that I work for, I think his makeup artist lady, or is fucking the host for this show, and it's like, dude.
Are they hiring?
Yeah, you know, you could probably get your foot in there.
Damn,
That's crazy, dude.
dude.
So much shit goes on. Like,
Yeah.
like the stuff that we built is, well, depending on how rushed we are, it's so sketchy. Like legitimate, it's so sketchy. When we put it up on stage, some of us have to be back
Holding
and
it?
holding it. So there were times because there's this game.
Well, yeah, you guys are renting houses. Like, I'm sure you guys are.
And it's a Latin TV show, so you know,
Yeah.
everything's
So-
made Mickey Mouse and shit.
Damn.
So there's this game that they play on the show where it has like the contestants, like whoever's like let's you go on the show, they have like this duck and just this two guys dressed as ducks, and they're like going back and forth, and you have to get these pies and throw them. We built a set, and you're like, you know, they're walking back and forth, they're throwing pies super hard.
Yeah.
One time they're throwing it so hard, part of like the this wood stump like went off and it hit the guy, and we're like, fuck, we had to cut, we had to go in there like drill and stuff. Then
Damn.
we had to go in the back and hold it because the thing was falling apart. Dude.
Fuck,
It's
dude.
so many
Like
things.
while they're filming and
Dude,
everything.
while we're filming.
Damn.
Dude, there's so much stuff that happens.
dude.
It's crazy. man.
Oh, well, we're gonna have to go on like on another episode on
Yeah.
just that, dude.
I've always wanted to just like during the Universal tour thing or whatever,
Yeah.
just like run off or whatever into like one of the places, like into the
Pretend you're
studios or
working.
something. Like,
Dude,
People probably still living there.
I'm sure you could get away with it because where we work at, you could just literally walk in and people assume you work there.
yeah.
Nobody tells you shit.
Because I don't think anybody really has it. Like, does like any like you guys carry special badges or
No.
yeah, exactly.
No.
Like I don't think anybody's carries anything really.
Good thing you brought something up. So
That's the way to get a job. You just go, you start helping.
Hey, I just start working like
They haven't been paid in 2 weeks.
you're
Go
holding
to
something
HR.
like
you guys remember the Jackass skit where where they pretend to like be like terrorists and they had like the bombs on them, the taxi driver.
oh yeah,
Fake
that's the end of
cube.
2, right? Or is that the first one?
Probably the end of 2.
Yeah.
So you know that parking lot where like that is my parking lot where I work at.
Oh,
Like,
really?
That's our front stage. I
Oh,
parked
shit.
my car right there.
Dang, that's
Damn.
sick.
I didn't realize it until like maybe a week ago. I was like, holy crap, that's my work.
Damn.
You were
That's
watching
like where I,
Jackass?
Funny.
yeah, that's where I parked my car.
Damn.
I was just thinking about that the other day too, or like the other week. I was like, man, I want them to do another Jackass movie.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking, I was like, damn, they're probably old and beat
Dude.
up
Oh,
now.
dude,
Like
you have to watch
they're
the
old and beat up.
Steve-O's interview with Joe Rogan. Did you ever watch that?
Oh yeah, I've seen that
Dude,
one.
that was sad. Like they'll probably never
damn.
do one again based on the stuff that he's talked about.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Oh well, I know. Like yeah,
was
there's
really
all
good.
some like
Because
shit that's gone on
everyone's
and
life
shit.
is fucked up, dude, from
Yeah.
Jackass.
Besides Knoxville, so I think pretty.
Yeah, no,
cool.
Knoxville's pretty cool, but they talked about. I think he talked about like how Bam Margera's kind
Oh,
of fucked
he-
up.
I
like,
watched.
after his homie smashing
yeah.
something to a
Like
tree.
I think there's a lot of people that are like sort of messed up after that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I forgot Knoxville's fucking doing good.
Yeah, he's doing
He's
good.
coming out and
What's
making movies.
what's Steve-O's friend's name? Chris. He's
Chris Pontius?
yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
he's cool. Yeah.
That's why I don't like. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know, but I'm pretty sure some of them are doing
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
And some
Wee
of them
Man's
aren't.
cool. He has his own skate brand.
Yeah, we
but
made
they're-
spin-
but
always nice.
Steve was talking about how like when he's around those guys, it's hard for him because like
Oh, of
he
course.
can
I
relapse.
can only imagine. Yeah.
He can relapse.
Yeah,
'cause he
probably
went through
back
a
when he
lot.
was like on shit and stuff
Dude,
like
he
that.
was on
like,
a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said like right in the middle of his like no, not even the middle.
I remember I remember back in the day, right before you ever watch that Dr. Steve-O show?
Yeah, they
Dude,
talked about
that
it.
shit was
You know they canceled it
good.
because he was
Yeah.
high.
Yeah,
Damn.
he was all on shit. Right?
Yeah, he talked about it on his interview.
Yeah.
And that so that happened. He said that he was in probation when they were doing Jackass 2.
Mm.
So when
shit.
he said that the night that he came home, he had to call in his probation officer to say if he was okay to
Yeah.
make, to break curfew because he was taking a shower, washing shit off his body because it was the scene that he got launched in the porta potty.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
Why
he
did he
said-
shower when he got home?
I don't know. what you would wait to get home to shower?
Well, no, I thought you
Because
said
he lived
was
in a halfway home.
Oh,
So he would have to call
I thought you said he was
probation.
home and he went like.
No.
oh.
He called his halfway home, told him he couldn't be home because like you had a curfew, they couldn't be out. And I think
Yeah.
he said it was kind of sad. Well, not sad, but I guess cool that he said that even though he had finished his year sentence, he stayed longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stayed
At the
longer
homes, yeah.
at that home, and I was like, "Damn, that's pretty dope." If you watch it, it's like 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah, no,
But
I
it's
remember
good,
talking
dude.
about that was like I think not too long ago when he fucking climbed a big old fucking
yeah.
sign or
That
whatever, and
fucking
he
thing.
like did this whole SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Oh
He
shit!
did something
SeaWorld.
like fuck SeaWorld or some shit like
Oh,
that.
damn.
Yeah.
The Rock just followed Joe Rogan on Instagram, and they're
Oh.
hinting that The Rock might go on Joe
No
Rogan's podcast.
way, dude. That'll be a sick show.
Dude, I just watched Jumanji too. So it's a pretty good movie.
It's cool. It's a
Yeah,
big,
it's cool.
dumb, fun movie.
Yeah,
It's just
cool.
a dumb, stupid adventure.
I was
and
laughing.
Yeah.
I had my laugh.
if you're ready to like laugh and not
Yeah,
expect anything,
If you have a sandwich with chips on it and you want to watch a movie, watch Jumanji.
yeah, but the chips have to be on the sandwich.
Yes.
Because if they're not, then you're not gonna have a good time. They're just fucking
On or in him?
Ooh, I don't know. You should do in. And let us know how. Let us know how the movie.
Oh, I
is.
put it in the sandwich. I put the chips in the
Yeah.
sandwich. I don't know.
But no, yeah, it's a big dumb fun movie. The thing that gets me kind of frustrated is they've already greenlit. Fucking drunk. What? I'm not even drinking. Greenlit a sequel with the same characters, but it's kind
For
of
like
why would they-
Jumanji
why-
already,
I
like
know.
another Jumanji movie.
another Jumanji
Oh.
movie. Yeah, so I'm just kind of like, fuck, like. Like I get it, you know, but like nothing's sacred in Hollywood anymore. Like everything needs to be a sequel. Everything.
Like
I mean,
I don't want to like be that guy, but it's like a money grab, sort of like.
Yeah.
It is a money grab. But like when you have a movie like that, like the movie was not. It wasn't even in honor of Robin Williams, but it's kind of like they didn't do a sequel to those characters, and that was.
I mean, they did his last name, where he stayed at, like that house that he made.
Yeah,
it had a character's name on there.
But I mean, like that was cool. But then like you have this version, which is like now it's a video game. It's like, okay, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do now? And you're gonna still use the same characters?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be another video game. So I'm just kind of like.
So real fast, I know like sequels get bad rep, but is there a movie sequel that you or a remake that you would want to watch, like or
that hasn't been made?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a fucking good question,
right?
Brian. That's a good question. Step Brothers 2.
Ooh, supposedly they are making a sequel.
But he said no to that, and he said no to Elf, because he says those.
I don't think Elf. I think Elf is good.
Elf is good.
Yeah, he said no to that, and he said no to
even
Elf.
Kicking and Screaming. Like I love that was a good one too. I don't know if you guys watched that one.
Yeah,
but
that
Step Brothers, dude, I don't. To this day, I don't remember ever laughing hard enough to a movie like Step Brothers.
I'll put my nutsack on your drum set.
He's like, "Why are you sweaty?"
That shit like changed the game, dude.
That movie, and then I would be okay to see a Superbad 2,
or even
because those characters are all older, and now that we see them in movies, they always play like a version of themselves from Superbad.
Yeah, after that movie, a lot of them played those type of roles, like sort of what they were in Superbad.
They got typecast, so it was kind of like I'd be down to see like a part 2 of Superbad, because think about it, Bill Hader, to see him as a cop again with Seth Rogen.
Yeah,
another movie, maybe Hot Rod.
I think Hot Rod is delicate. Because that movie was kind of about nothing. That's like asking for a Napoleon Dynamite sequel.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that should just be left
something,
alone.
If I were to make a short, I would want to make something about nothing.
Yeah.
Like
no,
Hot
I would
Rod.
too. It's fun. Like Hot Rod or Napoleon Dynamite.
Like legitimately, you're filming your friends. Kind of storyline. Yeah.
Because like this is what I'm thinking.
Hilarious.
Like okay, you can see a sequel for sure for Step Brothers 2, because it's like it was a hard time.
They have girlfriends now. And
exactly, they have girlfriends now, but it was a hard time for them to get along as brothers, and then they get along as brothers, and now that's established as a relationship. They're gonna fuck shit up, dude. I would love to see a movie about them fucking shit up.
Yeah.
Now and then you have Hot Rod. It's about him trying to get the girl, right? And as being a stuntman. Like how do you make a sequel about him being he's already kind of a loser? You know what I mean?
They got it all in the movie.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
All right. Yeah.
I don't really care to see it expanded. And plus, those guys are funny enough on their own, doing their own things. If they go back,
you know what I got over real fast? The Hangover.
Yeah, dude.
I got over it really quick.
The third one was probably
I didn't
stupid. I watched all 3 of them, man. Hangover 2, I think, was like they tried to capture the gold. It was like okay, like I had some laughs, but it's not. No, you know what? I think Hangover 2 was the terrible. Which is the one that fucking what's his name gets married? Stu gets married.
Stu.
I don't even know.
The one that
I got like. I watched those movies late into like after they were released.
I didn't really care.
And I never got it like crazy about them.
Yeah,
like I remember the first one though.
Yeah, the first one was fucking. Is all that matters really.
Yeah, man. Damn, I'm trying to think.
There's so many sequels.
There's no movie you could think of that you want to be a sequel or remake or. Fuck, man. I don't even.
I swear, if they remake like Purple Rain, I'm gonna lose my shit. I would be that.
You'd be happy about that?
No, no. I would lose my
shit.
shit. I guess by saying losing my shit makes it sound like a good thing.
No, I would no.
I would
move. I would go to Canada. I'm leaving.
It doesn't make the movie from stop being made.
I don't care.
I'm out of here.
That's not something you can remake.
No, dude. Fuck, dude. I can't think of it. I think they should do Jurassic Park correctly.
Again,
the newest ones these Jurassic Parks suck, dude.
You're not hyped about the new one coming out?
Fuck no, dude. Man, it's basically the Jurassic Park 3 when they brought the dinosaurs to San Diego.
Yeah, I mean I see that. Shit. Yeah, I see that.
Where are they gonna bring them now? Like Las Vegas? There's nothing out there. Might as well bring them there.
But I'm pretty sure they'll do a better way. Like
I don't know, man. I don't know. They didn't
because like honestly, like even with the old ones, like. I don't know. As a kid and stuff like that, they're good and entertaining and stuff. But like, with to be real, it's just like the first one is the only one people really remember. Like the first one that really like fucking.
True.
They should just make
that shit was like
movie.
Like I don't know.
Make a Thundercats movie. Fuck it.
Even with the Tomb Raider coming out.
That already
Like,
came out.
or yeah, it already came out. But I heard like
I heard it was
fucking
like
care.
not.
I remember with the Jolie one, like I thought she was like
Ooh.
perfect for like at least the character wise, but
The movie sucked.
like yeah,
Sucked,
exactly,
yeah.
like
But they talked about that this was finally the first video game movie that wasn't terrible.
yeah.
But it's
Actually,
not
well,
great.
they still
Yeah,
praise,
I already heard it.
they still
wasn't
praise
great
the
either.
first Mortal Kombat movie to be. I still think it's pretty good.
Ah, fuck, dude, I don't really remember.
The
that
first
one
one's
much.
iconic,
I
I
remember
think.
the
Yeah,
super
I think
shitty
so, yeah.
CGI fucking.
I mean, if you watch
The second one was like they got deep into the lore, but it was just like
damn it,
Cameras out.
cameras out.
too
You wanna
quick.
Just
Yeah.
take a quick break and then we'll just say our goodbyes.
Okay, we lied. Until next time. Bye.
Okay.